What's up, you guys? It's the nighttime. Just finished up my last session not too long ago for the day. Yes, this lab is open sometimes for people who getting off work or whatever and want to have their therapy sessions not too late, but a little bit later than normal. And sometimes I wish you guys can just hear some of the little nuggets that drop in the sessions. I try to write them down so I can share them and maybe somebody else can pick up, and even me, sometimes I'm like, ooh, that was good. I need to put that into my own little toolkit. So this one is a session where the person allows me to have some practical as well as some spiritual insight. And so I do talk sometimes, just depending on the level and the acceptance, on God and things like that, just depending on the comfortability of the client. And so this person is wondering why God may not be moving in their life the way that they feel. They're like checking off, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, checking off all of the things that they think would make a great opportunity for God to move, but he hasn't. And this came up. It's nothing wrong with what you're doing, but doesn't leave room for God to work in you and what he's doing. Ooh. Sometimes we base our efforts on right or wrong or good or bad. But what about just our own desires versus God's desires? Like, it may literally be nothing wrong with what you're doing, but if God can't come in and do what he do, he not gonna force himself. And you gotta leave room sometimes for God to do what he does. Let me speak for myself. I gotta leave room sometimes for God to do what he is going to do in my life. So even if it's not wrong, it may not be in his will. And we got to take a closer look at that. I hope I delivered that the same way that I delivered it earlier, because once it hit, it hit. And so at the end of the day, let's do our best to leave room for God to do what he's going to do. After all, his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. And we may have a plan, but he has a greater plan. Have a good one. Peace.